So hey guys, Brandon here back with a video for you guys today, and in today's video what I got for you guys is an MLG Anaheim update video. So I really haven't done one of these in a long time. You guys haven't heard from me about this since it was my pretty much original roster, so I'm going to talk to you guys about what happened with that, and then what happened from there to where I am now, and sort of walk you through that, and then talk to you about this roster, talk to you about this team, what my plans are with this team, etc. Alright, so let's start out with where you guys left off, or where I left off in my commentary about my team. So, my team was myself, Versatile, Finley, and Taz. And we were Team Next Legacy. You know, we were Team Legacy with a full sponsorship to Anaheim by Next Gaming Elite. They were going to pay for our flights, our hotels, our team pass, everything. Everything was going to be covered, right? And Versatile was the one who had actually gotten this sponsorship. He was the one who was friends with the co-owner and the one who was going to work with us. Versatile, being the team captain of the team, he got an offer from a pretty good online team about 24 hours later. I'm not going to say they're amazing, but they did win a lot online, and I think that does have a lot to do with their connection, but nonetheless, they do win a lot. They dropped one of their players, and they gave Versatile an opportunity. They were like, would you like to leave your team for us? And he was like, or in his head, I guess he was thinking, okay, I'm going to run with these guys, see how it goes, and if I like it, I'll stick with them. If I don't, then I don't. But what he wasn't counting on was they were actually streaming the tournament they were playing in with him. Our manager ended up finding that stream. He ended up linking us in the Skype chat. We saw and we're like, you know what, we're not having any of that, because what Versatile had told us was he's going to get offline because he had a headache. We're like, okay, that's fine. We'll be back on in about an hour or two. When we found that he was actually playing with another team in a tournament and appearing offline with it, we were like, no way, that's not going to happen around here. And we decided, okay, we're going to be a team of 3 looking for 1. Alright, he made a mistake, whatever. At the end of the day, we kind of decided that, hey, if anything, he was holding us back, and we can get farther without him. So we just moved on, and it gave us more motivation than ever. Alright, a day or two goes on. We're still a team of 3, we're still looking for 1. It's a really big struggle to find an anchor. Taz tried anchoring, Finley tried anchoring, I even tried anchoring. None of us could really do it. We all wanted to run a sub, so we were kind of 3 subs. I kind of wanted to run an AR at the same time. Me and Finley were both sort of going both ways on do we want to run sub or do we want to run AR, and it was just sort of mixed feelings about it, right? And then Finley ended up having to go out of town, right? He had to go out of town for some family matters. It was like, okay, we'll get back on it when you come back. Sometime during that weekend, he got an offer from one of his friends from a pretty well-known player, from Umbra, from Phoenix. They actually placed, I believe, 17th at COD Championships. They placed top 45 at MLG Dallas. So he is a pretty established player. He knows what he's doing, and he's a pretty known player in the community. He's really good friends with Finley. He offered Finley a spot on Phoenix. As he had broken up Phoenix, he was just looking for 3 new players for his team, as their schedules didn't work out or something. I don't remember what happened with that, but he offered a spot to Finley. And Finley's like, you know what, guys, we're not even a set team anymore. We don't even have a 4th player. We don't seem to be finding an anchor that's good enough. And he's like, well, I'm just going to go play with Umbra. He was straight up about it. He wasn't sketching. He was just, we were sort of looking at all options, and that was one of his options, and it's the one he decided to take. So he ended up teaming with Umbra. He leaves for Phoenix. It's me and Taz looking for 2. Still have Legacy. Don't have Next Gaming Elites anymore. Versatile actually took that with him to his new team. He said he was going to try and hook us up, but as we never came up with a roster, that never happened, right? So can't blame him for that. That's pretty much on us for just not being able to get a 4th player. Wasn't a big deal, though. So we're Legacy, me and Taz, looking for 2 players. We run with teams of 2s, we run with free agents. We can't get anything good to go, and we're like, alright, he found a team of 3 to run with, I found a team of 3 to run with, and we just went our separate ways. Once in a while, we'd come back and we'd have a team of 2s to run with, and it'd be like, okay. So we're still sort of teaming, but at the same time, it was like, we have other options, so we're just going to go with those, and if the opportunity comes up that we need a player to run with, hit each other up. That was sort of like the deal, right? Next thing that happens is, so I'm playing with Enjoy again, right? We were always pretty good together. We always had some success. We actually went to the LAN together, the one LAN I've been to, and, we've just always had success in the past. We were good teaming together, and we decided to put it back together. So it was me and Enjoy looking for 2. We actually found one other person and this was a couple days before online qualifier number 3, so, right? We were just looking for some players, trying to make it as quick as possible, find some people we could play with. Actually found 2 players, Gunner and Uncut. So, actually, it was Gunner and ATP Vital at first. And we beat a pretty good team, a team that had been together for a while. They were pretty much a pro team, really, really known players, and we beat them on a map. It was tied map count 1-1, and they ended up getting offline or something, and we were pretty happy with it. We were really happy with it because we were a solid team. And we ended up deciding, okay, this is gonna be our squad for the online qualifier number 3. Now, ATP Vital, our 4th player, he disappeared. We didn't know what happened to him. He just went missing in action for 2 days. We ended up having to find a new 4th for the online qualifier, which was Uncut. He's a pretty well-known player himself. He's accomplished many things in the past, and we thought we were pretty good with him. It didn't feel the same as it did with Vital, but he was still a really solid player individually, and we figured we could work through it and become a better team. But nonetheless, what we found is that we weren't really doing too well together. Me and Uncut sort of ran the same role as far as in Hardpoint and in Search and Destroy, so we really didn't mesh well together. That being said, we ended up going back to a team of 3. Uncut decided to run with other players. It was like, alright, yeah, it wasn't really working out. We saw that. Okay, so it's me, Enjoy, and Gunner looking for one, right? Yeah, I think that's what it was. Then I told Enjoy, you know what? Gunner's connection's really messing up. I'm not really having fun with this, because when you're Anchor, and this is one of your most important players on the team, if he's playing on a 2-bar every game, you're going to be struggling. You really need to have those spawns. You really need him to be dominating the game, and if he's on a 2-bar, he's just not going to be able to do that. So I said, you know what, dude, he's a really strong player, and I know he's done really well on LAN, but I just can't struggle through that online, losing so much just because of one player, and it really bothered me. So I told Enjoy, I think we should look for other players, or I think you can stay with Gunner. I really won't care either way. We ended up playing, me and him looking for 2 players. Didn't end up working out, or I guess we still were looking for 2 players, but he went out of town for the weekend, and we sort of told each other, if we find a team of 3 to run with, run with them. I found this team of 3 while he was out of town. It's Sideways Effect, and this is actually the team I ended up sticking with. So let's talk about that. So now I'm with these guys. Joy's doing his other thing. He actually ended up finding a pretty good team, so I don't feel so bad anymore. But, yeah, so this team is myself, Bishy, JP, and Jaden. You can actually see their names in the kill feeds or at the end of the game scoreboard, etc. And this is one of the first gameplays I got with them. This one I actually ended up dropping 18 defends. I believe I dropped 32 kills against a pretty known team. Well, not known team, but known players. I believe it's Lonezilla, Sub-Zero, Little Waste, and someone else, I don't remember, but I was doing pretty good this game, and let me sort of talk to you guys about the different roles on this team. So myself, I like to run an SMG. For a while, I was sort of torn between the assault rifle and SMG, like I said, so I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I ran with this team as a sub, and, it worked pretty well. I really liked it, and I really like being in the hill, and I like being able to get those clutch 3 pieces. Like you see right here, bam, triple feed on screen, doing pretty good. I like doing work in the hill. I feel like these are some clutch plays I can make, and I do make them quite a bit. I like racking up those defends. I'm not the kind of guy that plays for my stats, for my kills to death ratio. I don't really care about that. I like to make the plays, and I do that from in the hill. Alright, so, and they know that. They know that's my role. I'm not going to be the guy that's dropping 40 kills a game. That being said, the guy who is going to be dropping 40 kills a game is going to be Bishy. Now, doesn't do it every game, but that's sort of his role, right? His role is to just run around, get a lot of kills, but at the same time play relevant. Don't just be playing irrelevant, and he knows that. He does it really well. Him and Enjoy sort of ran that same role. Really like playing with both of them. They're both about the same skill level. I respect them both. I ran into their team of 3, though, so that be that. Don't really know where I was going with that, but, yeah. He runs that sort of kill hole role. He gets a bunch of kills. He pulls out an assault rifle from time to time, pulls out his sub the rest of the time. He just does it based on the map, based on what's going on around him, so he needs to be really aware of what's going on around him and what the team needs at the time. Third player here is going to be JP. He's the one who runs the other sub with me. He gets in the hill a lot too. If Bishy's not getting his kills outside of the hard point like you see in this gameplay, he wasn't doing bad, but he wasn't doing his like 40 bomb stuff that we see from him a lot. When he's not doing that, that means me and JP in the hill, we're going to be getting a bunch of defense. We're going to be racking up bunches of kills in there, and that's exactly what we see in this gameplay. That's why I ended up doing a little bit better, was because Bishy did a little bit worse. And so that's our job, is sort of get kills in the hill, pick up defends when they actually manage to get in the hill. We break hills, etc. Fourth player is going to be Jaden. He's the captain, probably the most well-known of all of us. I'd say, I don't really know. I think I ended up hitting up him in the first place because of one of my friends from one of my old teams. He actually hit me up with them and just ended up working. But Jaden's the anchor player. He's their solo AR player, I guess, for the most part. Sometimes he runs an AR. Or excuse me, if he full-time runs AR, while Bishy sometimes helps him if he needs help with spawns, he'll pull out an AR, etc. But Jaden always has it out. Really strong hardpoint player, really knows how to get spawns. An anchor role, you need to be really smart. You need to know when to push hills, want to know when to push spawns, etc. So this is a role that a lot of people aren't comfortable with, but he seems to be pretty comfortable with it, and he's definitely a beast at it. He knows what he's doing, and I really feel comfortable with him as our anchor. That's pretty much it, though. That's the roster. This is pretty much the end of the gameplay here. I dropped 30 kills with like 18 defends, like 5 captures or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and if you guys want, you can go subscribe to the Team Sideways Effect channel. I'll leave the link to that in the description. See you guys later, though, and bye.